What Had Me Excited is a show where I tell you why I find things awesome. It's not a review, it's a hype train. Hello YouTube, I'm Simonas. What Had Me Excited is going to be a bit of a different review show since I find reviews usually a little too dry and a bit overly analytical. So I'll talk about what had me excited simply about this new upcoming book, The Mutineer's Daughter by Chris Kennedy and Thomas A. Mays. So as the name suggests, the story contains, or should I say starts, two characters, a mutineer and his daughter. The mutineer starts on a ship and the daughter is planetside. So let's talk about a few things that I found really exciting about this book. The first was an exciting space battle idea that was in the book. It doesn't come off as a very surface thought, but I found it pretty interesting the way the space battles are featured in this book. The basic idea is that the space navies are so powerful and the weapons are so massive that after battle it takes days or even weeks to repair a ship. So because of that, the only logical conclusion is that you had to do two-pronged strikes and have two fleets striking into the enemy territory, because after battle your ship will have to repair for weeks, so the momentum would be lost. So another fleet has to go in and commence its own action just to keep the dynamics up. So that was a pretty exciting idea, I thought, and I wanted to share it with you. Another cool thing about this book is that even though the the setting is pretty similar to many of the books, it's really a classic. You have two space navies, two different forces battling each other with their well, obviously fleets. But what what makes this book a little bit different is that we have these two characters, a dad and his daughter, doing their own thing, and it certainly grounds the book a little bit more, and it's kind of a bit of a relaxing, fresh new take that takes away from the politics, but still being in a very intense and interesting situation of these two fleets battling each other. So I thought that was a really cool thing as well. Another thing that I really liked, as the name of the book suggests, The Mutineer's Daughter, the mutiny happens on the book, so I'm not spoiling it too much by this. But what I liked about it, that it really became quite nuanced and there are different ways to look at it. First of all, I agree with the chief officer of the main ship, was that the main character mutinies against his betters, and I personally disagree with it. I found that there are losses in combat and you can't be supportive of the mission at one point and then your loved ones become in danger because of the mission totally rejected. So I definitely agree with the chief officer as opposed to the main character. However, it goes a little bit deeper than that even. The mutineers generally have one goal, but there's definitely a nuance there. For example, the mutiny is achieved to try to take over some of the lost worlds in this conflict. And there are several factions inside the ship. Some of them agree with the main character that yes, we do need to take back these lost worlds, while we others, while agreeing, they kind of disagree about how we should proceed about this. So it makes for an interesting dynamic and definitely some kind of disagreement or ground for disagreement there. And there's another faction of thinking as well, the one that we could call radicals, who who agree with the mutiny, but just because they want to get the fuck out of here. As one asshole character says, we've mutinied against our officers, and all of our officers happen to be tactical officers, which means we really don't have much of a chance against other ships because we don't have our tactical officers on board. Not to mention, if you want to take back the lost worlds, it's quite likely that even if you get one or two, the rest will then join up and fight against us. So there's definitely a good reason to think all three of these ways, and it's really interesting what the politics inside of a ship become after the mutiny is done. So these are several things that got me excited about the book. I'll keep this somewhat short. The book is coming out on March the 13th, I believe. You can buy it on Amazon and probably many other distributors. I believe there are some print copies available as well, and I hope you do check it out. I thought the book was very good. I liked it even more than Sword into Darkness by Thomas A. Mays. I think this is a better series overall, and I look forward to more books soon, I hope. So cheers, thank you for watching, hope you are mildly entertained and that you found my ramblings amusing. I hope you do check out the book, I highly recommend it. See ya.